Meeting of the Wheaton Park District Board of Commissioners to order. Mike, please take the roll.
Commissioner Welker.
Here.
Commissioner Vyers. Here. Commissioner Pacharich.
Here.
Commissioner Mee.
Here.
Commissioner Fry.
Here.
Commissioner Barrett.
Here.
President Kelly.
Here. I see tonight, Mike, we got a presentation by the museum staff.
We do. We have Emily O'Brien with us, who is our curator at the DuPage County Historical Museum, and she has some brief highlights to share.
Thank you. Like Mike said, I'm Emily O'Brien. I'm the curator at the museum. We had a really exciting start to this year. We've already had two different exhibits. Well, one exhibit that opened in February for our Black Trailblazers. It's an annual exhibit, and it was very well received. And then going into May, we have our second annual exhibit on Preservation Month, in which we actually have one of our museum assistants guest curating, along with local photographer Bill North. Looking ahead into the summer, we have 3 new exhibits opening as well. So Tense Times, the Cold War in DuPage County, opens June 14th. That explores how global tensions and uncertainty shaped the lives of DuPage County residents. Woven Together, Coverlets and Community in DuPage County opens July 12th. That one is a textile-focused exhibit, which highlights the artistic techniques and storytelling that woven coverlets showcase. And then following that, we have our Cabinets of Curiosities, which opens September 13th, and this one invites visitors to explore some of the museum's most unusual and delightful artifacts, from hair wreaths to soap shaving and our stuffed ET toy, and discover the stories behind why these items may have been preserved and what they have to do with DuPage County history. So as we look ahead to 2026, we are already hard at work planning exciting new exhibits in collaboration with partners like the DAR and the DuPage Convention and Visitors Bureau. These are still in development, but we are looking forward to sharing more soon, so keep an eye on our social posts and anything that updates on our website. There's definitely a lot happening at the museum this year, and we're really excited to see what's to come. So we really appreciate your support, and we hope you'll stop by to visit for at least one, or if not all, of the upcoming exhibits.
Thanks, Em.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, does anybody have any questions?
Just a question for you.
Wait yet.
Question for you, John, and as long as Emily's there.
Sure.
Since we have the DuPage County Historical Museum annual report at the end of the agenda, do you want to move it up now since Emily's here?
Sure. If you guys have questions on the annual report, we can do that now, and then.
Mike, you okay with that? Sure. Cool. As long as you're here, Emily, I just want to tell you that, as usual, very well done report, very comprehensive, very helpful. And for all of us, we are still in the black in terms of, the museum supporting itself financially. Good job. And
Thank you.
You get all the credit, Emily.
I won't say no.
I would like to I would like to recognize the sponsorship. On page 15 of the report, we have a significant number of sponsorships, to the museum. So anyway, I want to thank all of our donors, for their help in maintaining the museum. And obviously that's a signal that we're doing something well, and so are you. So thank you.
Well, thank you so much.
I just wanted to comment that looking through the report, I noticed that we are continually doing better every year than the previous year. And I know that prior to COVID, your benchmark is around 7,200 people, and we're slowly reaching that point. But it appears that in every category where you've shown the statistics and the data, that there's been an increase year over year. And that's fantastic. I think based on a lot of the marketing that I'm seeing, that's reaching a lot of people. And so that's great to see that more people are coming every year to the museums.
Yep, we definitely have a lot to thank Margie's team for. I think it's been really great working with them and figuring out new ways to market the museum in a way that is going to reach farther than beyond Wheaton, but all of DuPage County, and show us as an amazing amenity of the Park District.
So thank you.
Yeah, thanks.
I just had a question.
Sure.
On Linda's stat, I noticed the same thing. And have you guys found in research, talking to other museums, is that kind of a common theme, that people aren't back to where they were before COVID?
Yeah, I think I don't have like statistics in front of me backing up the research, but from what I've talked with other professionals in the field, a lot of it is, I think it's in every field too, that it's just people are slow to come back into the world. And then I also think for museums specifically, because of COVID, we delved so quickly into virtual that a lot of people are happy with that. And so it was a slower increase. But I think because we're offering things like presentations in person, we're offering all these opportunities to come into the museum. And also, I mean, our model train exhibit, I think, is a big draw for people to actually come in. So I think that is kind of, I think that answers your question of like, I think people are struggling with that. And I think we've just found like a niche of how to move on from it.
Okay.
Good work.
Any other questions?
Nope.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks, Emily.
Community input. Donna, has anybody signed up for community input? Nope. All right, so we'll move on to the consent agenda. We're, item D, you do not have yet. So somebody want to make a motion?
So move to approve the consent agenda, items A through C. Starting with A, approval of disbursements totaling $1,138,217.37 for the period beginning March 12, 2025 and ending April 8, 2025. B, approval of the subcommittee meeting minutes of February 1, 2025. And finally, C, approval of the board meeting minutes of March 19, 2025.
Second. So we have a motion by Commissioner Me and a second by Commissioner Fry.
No.
Were you?
Myers.
Oh, sorry, John. And you guys don't really sound alike either. I got to look up.
They're twins.
All right, anybody have any questions or comments? Mike, take the roll, please.
Commissioner Welker?
Yes.
Commissioner Byers?
Yes.
Commissioner Pacharich?
Yes.
Commissioner Me?
Yes.
Commissioner Fry?
Yes.
Commissioner Barrett?
Yes.
President Kelly?
Yes. I'll move on to new business, 2025 Independence Day Fireworks and Drone Show. And Mike has asked me if he can address the board before we make a motion.
Sure, just to tee up this item and subsequent to our dialogue or your dialogue at subcommittee, how I've presented this motion is in two parts because there are two contractors to contemplate. We have the drone agreement and the fireworks agreement. The concept brought to the board was a combination celebration display this year of both drones and fireworks. Obviously, those would be those shows would create an increase in costs, but as you recall, we did not expend the entire amount of money on the fireworks that were budgeted last year because of the suspended display. Add to that the fact that in 2027, we will no longer be able to do a fireworks display of the size and scope that we currently do from the DuPage County Fairgrounds property, because by 2027, there will be a new transportation hub for DuPage County constructed on that site. I have verified that once the transportation hub at DuPage County is constructed, we will, if we choose to move forward with a drone-only format, those drones can be launched from that location. It is just pyrotechnics that we will not be able to continue to do from that location. So how I presented this information is that you can choose one or both of these contracts, or, as was discussed rather at length in subcommittee, if you wish to stay with fireworks only this year, because we do have another interim year. The idea behind the combination show was to get the public used to the drone display, as we will be forced essentially to move away from pyrotechnics at that location. So should the board choose to vote solely on pyrotechnics, my recommendation would be to increase the budget amount equal to the amount that we did not expend in 2024, which was $15,000 of the $30,000 show. So I hope that's clear. We did have a good, robust conversation about it a couple of weeks ago, but I wanted to tee it up in this fashion to give the board the leeway to make their best choice.
May I ask a question?
Yes.
Before we go,
Get a motion, then we need a motion on
Yeah.
that.
right. We were discussing at subcommittee meeting of approaching the city for increased donation to this. has there been a discussion with
You know
them
what, I
yet?
have not had the opportunity to speak with the city about that. However, as a reminder, they did increase their total contribution last year by $10,000. So their contribution last year was $40,000 to the event, and it will be again this year. And there was, as I mentioned, some unexpected money. I can still go back to the city. I doubt, based on the fact of the recency of the increase in their contribution, that any more would occur this early, but I'm happy to take it back to them. I have not had the opportunity to do so. I apologize.
Thank you.
I would offer a motion to authorize the exec director to execute an agreement with Mad Bomber Fireworks in the amount of $30,000 for the July 3, 2025 fireworks show.
Second.
So we have a motion by me and a second by Viers. So,
Fry.
so that is the straight fireworks show then?
That's correct.
Not the combination of no drones?
No, that's a separate motion.
Oh, so- all right, so there's a
There are
motion.
two different motions.
Okay. So, all right, so then before we take the vote, I'm not going to support the combination show. I would like to see us take the $15,000 we got from last year and put it towards a pyrotechnic display and have a 40, because that was really a credit last year for an unfinished show. Give the people the full thing this year and do the combination show next year. I don't think we need to get out in front of it for 2 years.
Well, here's a thought. Why don't we vote on this particular motion as is? Then we will, I will introduce the motion for the second, and that would, second one pertaining to the drone show. And if the drone show motion does not pass, then we can go back and we can amend the initial motion on the fireworks.
All right.
That'd be my thought.
I have a question. I thought, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I thought at Building and Grounds, we had a consensus to do both.
We did.
We did.
Yeah, but tonight's when we vote.
tonight's the
So
vote.
people can change their minds and they
And
might not.
I presented it in the fashion that, because there are two contracts, I presented it in that fashion. I just wanted to provide the preamble.
Right. So we have a motion on the floor to sign a $30,000 pyrotechnics contract for this year. I have a second. Any other comments? Okay, Mike, take the roll, please.
Commissioner Viers?
Yes.
Commissioner Pacharich?
Yes.
Commissioner Me? Yes. Commissioner Fry?
Yes.
Commissioner Barrett?
Yes.
Commissioner Welker?
Yes.
President Kelly?
Yes. All right. Now we need a motion on the second part.
I would so move to authorize the exec director to execute an agreement with Chicago Drone Light Shows in the amount of $30,000 for the July 3, 2025 drone show.
Second.
All right, so a motion by me and a second by Pacharich. Any questions or
Welker.
comments?
Welker.
Welker. Jeez.
Slow down on these.
Any questions or comments on this motion?
I'll reiterate my comment in our subcommittee meeting, which is I think that we're headed in the direction of a drone-only show anyway. So my support is to go ahead this year and get out in front of it and see how it goes.
I'm going to comment that I'm very interested in getting community feedback on a drone show before we have to pivot to it. So that's why I'm voting to go with this now, so that if we have to, if for some reason the community really doesn't like it, we have time to explore other options.
All right. Who else?
I think that's a good point you just made.
That is. Anybody else?
I concur with you. I would rather see the fireworks show be a little bit more robust this year since it was truncated last year. And I think that the drone show, we can do that next year in conjunction with the fireworks show. And I guess my question would be, if the public doesn't like the drone show, I'm not really sure what alternative there would be once we don't have fireworks.
Good point.
So
Anybody else? All right, Mike, take the roll.
Commissioner Pacharich?
no.
Commissioner Me?
Yes.
Commissioner Fry? Yes. Commissioner Barrett?
Yes.
Commissioner Welker?
Yes.
Commissioner Viers?
Yes.
President Kelly?
No. So that motion carries. All right,
does.
we'll move on to new business ordinance number 2025-03.
I move to adopt ordinance 2025-03, approving the disposal and sale of personal property owned by the Wheaton Park District.
Second.
So a motion by Barrett and a second by Fry. Anybody have any questions or comments?
Same old stuff, right, Mike?
Right.
Just housekeeping, right?
Yes, sir.
Annual, but we do this, what, semi-annually?
Sometimes we'll do it 4 or 5 times a year as it becomes necessary to divest ourselves of equipment we no longer use, and to reiterate, items that are, could be of value to others are auctioned off, and in most cases, especially as you'll see with a lot of that technology equipment, it is simply disposed of and recycled and destroyed.
All right. Anybody else? All right, take the roll, please, Mike.
Commissioner Me?
Yes.
Commissioner Fry?
Yes.
Commissioner Barrett?
Yes.
Commissioner Welker?
Yes.
Commissioner Vyers?
Yes.
Commissioner Pacharich?
Yes.
President Kelly?
Yes. Item number 3 is a commissioner's attendance at the Illinois Association of Park District Legislative Conference.
I'll make a motion to approve Commissioner Barrett's attendance during the Illinois Association of Park Districts 2025 Legislative Conference, April 29th through the 30th, at a cost not to exceed $600.
Second.
It's a motion by Fry, second by Vyers. Any questions or comments? We'll take a voice vote. All in favor? Aye. Anybody opposed? All right, that motion carried. Move on to item number 4, the 2025 Staff Leadership and Training Program.
Move to accept a proposal for providing training and leadership development services from the Corporate Learning Institute at a cost not to exceed $33,300.
Second. Go ahead, Bill.
So we had a motion by me and a second by Barrett. Any questions or comments?
I just make a quick comment that it's been almost 10 years since we put staff through this, and we've had enough retirements and folks moving up and new hires where I think it makes sense for us to bring those folks back in and get some leadership training. So I think it's a good program for us to undertake.
And Mike, you've been very satisfied with it, so
Yes, sir.
that's a winner.
This is a little bit scaled down from the last time we did it, correct?
It is. The initial Leadership Academy in 2017 had, it was 8 or 9 modules. This one has 5.
All right, 32,000. Mike, take the roll, please.
Commissioner Fry?
Yes.
Commissioner Barrett?
Yes.
Commissioner Welker?
Yes.
Commissioner Vyers?
Yes.
Commissioner Pacharich?
Yes.
Commissioner Me?
Yes.
President Kelly?
Yes. New business, item number 5, grant agreements with the Cosley Foundation.
I move to approve the following grant agreements with the Cosley Foundation. Item A, zoo overflow parking area design and construction. B, zoo existing conditions audit. C, zoo veterinary equipment.
Second.
So I had a motion by Pacharich and a second by me. Anybody have any questions or comments?
Good work on the grant agreements, Mike.
Thank you.
All right, Mike, take the roll, please.
Commissioner Barrett?
Yes.
Commissioner Welker?
Yes.
Commissioner Vyers?
Yes.
Commissioner Pacharich?
Yes.
Commissioner Me?
Yes.
Commissioner Fry?
Yes.
President Kelly?
Yes. New business, item number 7 is our annual utility procurement.
I would move to authorize the executive director to execute natural gas contracts for transport and choice accounts for a 24 or 48-month term starting July 25 at a rate not to exceed $5, I presume it's per decatherm, for
Correct.
transport accounts, and $5.50 per decatherm for choice accounts. The supplier term and final rates to be determined by April 30th.
Second.
So we had a motion by me and a second by Fry. Mike, before we vote, you want to explain the difference for anybody listening on of a choice account or the transfer?
Certainly.
and the-
The transport accounts are our 2 largest consumers of natural gas. That would be the Arrowhead Golf Club facility and the community center facility. The transport accounts are everything else. Every other facility that we have that has a natural gas meter attached to it. It is looking like our best advice from our consultants is that a longer term will be better in this case, so I would expect a 48-month contract this time around.
All right. Anybody have any questions? All right, Mike, take the roll, please.
Commissioner Welker?
Yes.
Commissioner Vyers?
Yes.
Commissioner Pacharich?
Yes.
Commissioner Me?
Yes.
Commissioner Fry?
Yes.
Commissioner Barrett?
Yes.
President Kelly.
Yes. New business item number 7 is a change order for the Central Athletic Complex parking lot project.
Motion to approve change order number 1 with Patriot Paving for a contract increase of $36,270.
Second.
So a motion by Barrett and a second by, who was that?
Fry.
Fry. Anybody have any questions or comments on that?
Nope.
All right, Mike, take the roll, please, at 36,000.
Commissioner Vyers?
Yes.
Commissioner Pacharich?
Yes.
Commissioner Me?
Yes.
Commissioner Fry?
Yes.
Commissioner Barrett?
Yes.
Commissioner Welker?
Yes.
President Kelly.
Yes. New business item number 8 is a change order to the designer of the Central Athletic Complex for those changes that we instituted.
Motion to approve an additional services proposal from Engineering Resources Associates for a contract increase of $1,500.
Second.
Motion by Barrett, a second by Pacharich. Anybody's questions or comments?
No.
No. Let's do a voice vote on that. All in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? All right, that motion carried. We will move to new business item number 9, 2025 vehicle purchases.
Move to approve the purchase of 2 2025 Ford Transit vans through the Suburban Purchasing Cooperative / Curry Motors Ford at a total price of $104,934.
Second.
So a motion by me and a second by Vyers. Questions or comments?
Micah, do we have vehicles to trade in for that purchase or those purchases?
We're keeping those in service, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Keep them in service for
I
a
didn't
while,
recall.
and then we'll auction them off.
Okay, cool, thanks.
Yeah. Anybody else? Mike, take the roll on that, please.
Commissioner Pacharich?
Yes.
Commissioner Me?
Yes.
Commissioner Fry?
Yes.
Commissioner Barrett?
Yes.
Commissioner Welker?
Yes.
Commissioner Vyers?
Yes.
President Kelly.
Yes. And last new business item is number 10. It's a change order on the Cosley Zoo duck enclosure project.
I move to approve change order number 1 with EP Doyle for a contract reduction of $6,975.
Second.
So I had a motion by Pacharich and a second by Barrett. Any questions or comments?
Good call on getting us the reduction.
Yeah, the engineers went back and reviewed some of the electrical scope with the electrical contractor, and they were able to come up with some credit.
Good job.
So, we're paying a little bit less, and we are getting the addition of the hot water heating system, which we wanted to add, so that's all included in this too, so,
That's the one you were supportive of, right, John?
yeah. So I think this was a good trade. We're getting a better system, and we're still having a little bit less in expenses.
I just want to thank you, John, for all the work that you put in. You go above and beyond, and because of your experience and knowledge in the construction world, you're saving the Park District a lot of money and also finding the best ways for us to do things. You did it at the community center, and you're doing it at Cosley, and so I just want to highlight just how much you do for the Park District, so thank you for this.
Thanks, Linda.
And you can never retire.
That is a deductive
Second
change.
that.
That's a deductive change order for a change, so we'll do a voice vote. All in favor? Aye. Anybody opposed? All right, that motion carried. We'll move on to reports from staff and start with the executive director.
We had a wonderful superhero fun run at the Sensory Garden Playground last weekend, and I think we were just shy of 400 participants. So a wonderful one of in the series of our 3 now run series events, with the other being the Cosley Run for the Animals and the Lions Reindeer Run. And just a fantastic outing. The staff teed up a perfect weather day. And it was a great highlight for the Sensory Garden Initiative. And our partnership with the Wheaton AM Rotary is very much appreciated towards executing that event. It's a great kickoff to spring, and then before you know it, we'll be in summer. Pools will be filled. Ball fields are already filled with athletic teams. Our parks are packed every day, playgrounds, if you drive around town and look at it, this is the beginning of our time to shine. And I couldn't be more proud of the work that goes into maintaining this amazing park system and all of the programs and events and facilities that get it all done for the public to elevate quality of life. So thank you, team. Thank you, board, for your support. And that's all I have.
Did the numbers for this year's run, are they commensurate with what we had in the past?
About at last year's, yeah. And last year was the first time we moved that race away from downtown and to highlight the sensory garden. And so we're satisfied with the outcome.
Good, thank you.
I saw some text messaging amongst commissioners on that. Was Commissioner Me really dressed as the Flash?
Of course.
He was. I'll be clawing that image out of my cranium the rest of my life.
I was shocked when I saw it.
Don't think about it at all tonight, Mike.
Anybody else? All right, I guess we'll just start down the, Angie, anything?
Sure. Yeah, so I recently learned that we need to really honor our athletics department. I learned that our 6th grade Vipers Red team and our 4th grade Wheaton Thunder team took first and were actually honored in this room by the mayor in the Illinois State Basketball Tournament last weekend. And I understand that we also received a couple new street signs from the city of Wheaton to commemorate that event. Sorry. So congratulations, and thank you for all the work you put into our athletic programs.
John?
Yeah, just a couple comments. First, I think we should have these champions in to see us first before the mayor gets a shot at them. What's that all about?
Mayor's not missing a photo op.
They leapfrogged right over you, right to
holy
City Hall.
Wow. Secondly, congratulations to Angie and to Bill and to John on their, in Angie's case, her election, and for Bill and John for their reelection to the Park Board on April 1st for another 4 years. So we get the access to your skills and your experience and your knowledge and your hard work, all at a very reasonable price. And I'm looking forward to working for you for well, at least 2 years that I've got with you. So congratulations to you all.
Hard-fought election battles.
Yes.
Linda?
I just wanted to ask a question regarding the preschool and camps. So I saw that Camp No Name max capacity was increased by 50%. So I was just curious how you managed to do that with staff and location.
Yeah, staff was able to work with staff from other departments to relocate programs to other facilities, allowing us to secure more adequate space at the community center, increasing registration by 500 people over 11 weeks. So amazing.
That is
So Kelly
amazing.
Nielsen and Jamie Martinson and the athletic team that relocated, we're taking about 150 kids a week in that camp now.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Nice job. Thank you.
Use the Blanchard building?
Blanchard Building we use for Camp Good Times.
Good times.
Yep.
Okay.
I think there's all in, we had about 500
500
last
kids
year
through
in
that camp
program.
that summer. Mhm.
And that's a tough one. That one normally sells out. It opens at midnight, registration
Correct.
opens at midnight, and it usually is sold out by 12:05 a.m.
You're probably right.
So that's a great camp.
That's the junior high one, right?
No, that's grade school, so 1st grade to 5th grade. A camp I don't know is the middle school program.
Okay.
And that's what you get when you let teenagers name a camp.
I know one of my daughters was a counselor at the
She
young
was.
one, and my
Yep.
other daughter was a
Yep.
counselor at the older one
Yep.
when they were in college, so.
Thank you. I'm sorry.
Just referring to Dan Novak and Kim Prazak's Arrowhead Board Report, just want to say, we've been rocking and rolling on the golf course since March 11th. And, I've received nothing but, continued positive comments from residents and non-residents about, the conditions of our golf course and the play of it. So I want to, got to thank the staff, for making it happen. Justin's doing a great job, and of course, our golf staff, they're doing it. Everybody at Arrowhead is contributing to, where we're at, but there's nobody that's had an ill thought about it. Just a comment about that superhero fun run, because I was there. Not only did everybody enjoy it, but Mike, what an opportunity to showcase the sensory garden. I mean, everybody came into it because they have to end the run there, but I mean, they used it as a play day right after that, so that was impressive. What else we
Nothing
got?
cuter than 400 kids dressed up like superheroes.
And some adults, too.
Terry.
Not
Terry.
not including me. That's a little bit out of my DNA. March Leadership Program, helping families in need. We're beyond in numbers where we were last year at this time. So, there are still people that we're assisting, and I'm thankful that we're doing that. Want to at least recognize the Cosley Zoo revenue fundraising for March in excess of $10,000. So thank you to all of our donors in that regard. That's all I had. Oh, I did want to mention that, as I mentioned before, our Parks Plus fitness numbers continue to increase. And I get the chance to interact with people there, and everybody's loving it.
Thank
Good
you,
work.
Terry. Thank you.
Okay, Bob? Bill? I don't have anything. Nobody has anything else?
The special event report.
Yep.
Oh, the special event report, I'm sorry. Who prepared that?
What's that?
Does anybody have any questions or comments, or are we gonna?
Yeah.
On the special event report? I just thought they'd
The
do it well.
2024, annual
Yeah.
special event report was tendered. There's a lot of great data in there about everything we accomplished through our event services in 2024. And I think one of the primary highlights of that report are the synergies we create with our partners in the community. And I think that's really the success story here, is how this community comes together to provide not only these opportunities for the community to come together and social integration, but also to advance the missions of numerous charities, whether they be the ones directly affiliated with the Park District or our Lions Club or the Rotary Club. Our special event partnership model is really a strength. And you can see from the numbers there that we're achieving a significant amount of impact. And I'm very proud of the team that executes those events. And with the summer concert series recently wrapped up into the special event team's portfolio, as it were, there's certainly, we created no lack of extra work, but with Carolyn in the lead and Sammy backing her up and a handful of other team members, they're getting it done in a first-class fashion every single time. So thank you, team.
So I saw that we've sold over 700 tickets already. I'm curious how many of those are for the tribute band to the Taylor Swift, the Red, whatever it was called. What was it called last year? Red?
$6.99.
99.
Yeah.
Believe it or not, not all of them.
that show alone.
Really? Wow.
That one.
I just throw in on special events that I'm lucky enough to be the benevolence chairman for the Wheaton Lions Club and give away a lot of the grant money. And I'll tell you that the relationship with the Park District has been tremendous for our mission to help our core pillars of giving, sight and hearing, and a slate of other things that we support through our philanthropy. And we have been able to give away north of $200,000 since the inception of the Reindeer Run back about 11, 12 years ago. So it's a great partnership for the Wheaton Lions. So thank you.
Terry?
Yep. Phenomenal report. Thank you. It kind of encapsulates everything, but, all of us have been to our major events, and we know by the attendance and the feedback we get that, we make it happen, but we don't make it happen without, the service by our staff. I mean, there's a significant commitment to making it happen, and we don't lose. We're good. So thank you, staff, for that. I would, as I look at our Independence Day activity numbers, I would support Linda's thought that although probably not this year because the city's already got their budget in, but I would think that because we have to subsidize a portion of that between the July 3 and July 4, I think we need a bigger monetary commitment from the city. I know we're okay from a net because we didn't spend as much money on fireworks this year, but I think we got to go back to the well on that. Mike, I would ask you, Looking at the Shakespeare in the Park event, I know that we subsidize that to a certain extent. Is it worth our continuing to do it, in your opinion?
I would say absolutely.
Okay.
It is a very, very popular event, and it provides an opportunity, again, to create synergy with another institution in the community, in this case, Wheaton College. And so I think that the thousands of people that have benefited over, golly, it's got to be over 10 years now, we've been doing Shakespeare in the Park, a couple thousand people each year. We're making a tremendous impact, and I think that the amount of the subsidy pales in comparison to the benefit that we're providing.
Okay.
And we continue to work hard to create those business relationships through sponsorships to offset those costs that take us into the red. So we continue to work on that. And, one of our goals is one of these days at Shakespeare event, through sufficient number of business relationships, through sponsorships, where it breaks even. So
Thanks, Mike.
we'll keep working on it.
All right. Last comment from me pertains to our Field of Honor in Seven Gables Park. June 30th through July 4, I had an opportunity to talk to our front runner, Rudy Keller, who, we wouldn't be able to do this without him. Significant amount of work there. But Rudy says he's got something special for us for this event in 2025. So I'll let him lay it out what he's going to do. But he keeps increasing and making it better. So, and he's happy to do it again. That's all I had.
Great.
Anybody else? I'll take a motion to adjourn.
So moved. Myers.
A motion by Virus, second by Barrett. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
We are adjourned.
Thank you, everybody.